War, may I tell you, men and his machines, men and him power, hunger. This is what we face with these men at the top. Nothing but war, continuously. We don't know what's going to happen with it. We don't know what's going to happen with that one, but it seems as if it has spread. Like wildfire, literally like wildfire, it has spread. And you know, when you Donald Trump say, it's Cuban X. That means 90 miles from we might hear bomber drop. That means you can't stay a certain place in Jamaica and hear it. Because you know, them have stifle Cuba now, them lock off all power get lick off. No oil can't go into the country and all them way there. So the people them is being strangled. No light. No water. Pure darkness. I don't know what's wrong. What's wrong with these people? Why it have to be like that? We continue to ask these things, just listening to them, wondering, looking at them, and it just go on and on. Man pinpoint certain place, you next. That is the thing. The man say, you next. So what we're going to do? What can we do as ordinary people? What can we do? We have to just stand by and watch it happen and hope say it don't reach we. That is really the thing now. You cannot do anything about what these people is doing. You have to just stand by and watch it happen and do and hope that it don't reach you, because may I tell you, that's why I would tell people have to just suck with them I say, because them scared. Sometimes you have to stand up and fight still. Yeah, you have to stand up and fight no matter if it's a lion and a cat. Sometimes the cat have to just say, watch out, I'm not going to make you dominate my life. It's liberty or death. And a whole heap of people behave them way there. The people, the Arab, them have that about them, martyrdom. Martyrdom, them call it, where it no matter with them life, as long as them give it up for a just cause. I can't tell them say as just. The just cause is that them liberate themselves and them people and a fight for what them know according to them is right. We in the Western world all the stay away there. That's why a man can tear on a bomb on himself and go blow up himself and blow up whosoever he want to blow up. We in the West don't stay away there. We don't stay away there at all. We don't give up a life for a thing that we believe in. We don't give up a life. So we will continue what we are going. This is the stepping razor. We're going to take the first break. Break time. Contingency plans. Now, we know how GPS stay, The simplest little thing, they lock off light or something happen and you can't get no light. Now, I suggest to you, say, buy a little solar light. Them not so expensive and them really more, you can depend on them more than GPS. Go in one of them hardware store and buy a solar light. That's when GPS gone, you can work the light. Plus, this oil thing look like it will get so expensive that you go drive your car and the place where you usually go with a certain amount of gas. You can't go there so again with the same amount of gas. So, I tell you now, contingency plan we are talking about. One me I talk about is solar light. Solar light is very important in this time. Yeah. It make the sun, it absorb the sun rays, and then it give a reflection. When time get dark, you have somewhere move off a sensor. You have somewhere move off when the place get dark, it come on. And when the morning come, it go off. That is something where a whole heap of one should have think about. Whole heap of one should have think about that solar light thing. You can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. You buy 3 of them, it bright up the whole of your road, your house. In your yard, or outside, inside. Start from now. Think it out. Think about it. When I tell you something where it's a very expensive thing. You talk about solar light. You can't afford solar light. Yes. You can't afford solar light. Some of the money where you can do your ear can go towards a solar light where we bright up your house. In your house, in your kitchen, in your living room, in your bathroom and all them way there. You need to think about them something they know. Because the thing I'll get there, GPS are going to raise. Yes, them are going to raise it. Even though them say, them get a raise already. Government can have certain things. You have to take responsibility for what might happen. And what might happen is that you might find yourself and spend more money on light bill and water rate and all these things, because that is how it goes. That is the world where we are shifting into now. You know, all the people that talk about it's Sudan. You have Trump talk about the Sudan. Sudan where? The amount of devastation will happen before that the thing they done. So the man them have blow up the oil container them all over the place in a different country. Them stay and blow up Iran place. Iran go blow up which part them there. And this place blow up and go on. We need to adjust. We're thinking. We need to adjust with thinking. It's useless to say, boy, right now, the light gone, we can't afford the electricity. Go buy lamp. Buy which lamp? We're in a modern time now. Buy lamp, you have to get kerosene oil. That is what happen now. We gone at the problem again. When I say the solar light is more acceptable right now than an eye lamp. I tell you that. So here we know, we'll go to the news and sports.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness will make his budget presentation in Parliament this afternoon. The sitting of the House of Representatives got underway shortly after 2 p.m. Economist Keenan Faulkner says he expects that the Prime Minister will state how the country will rebuild following the passage of Hurricane Melissa. He believes Dr. Holness will shed more light on the National Reconstruction and Resilience Authority, NARA. A 13-year-old boy from a St. Anne High School is in police custody after it is alleged that he hit another student in the head with a metal chair yesterday. The injured 12-year-old student is said to be in serious but stable condition. Police reports are that at about 2:15 p.m., the students were at school when an argument developed. It's alleged that the 13-year-old used a metal chair to hit the complainant in his head, causing a wound that bled. The 12-year-old was rushed to the Alexandria Community Hospital and later taken to the St. Anne's Bay Hospital, where he was treated and admitted. This is the second incident this month where a student was hit in the head with a chair at school. On March 4, 16-year-old Devon Shera, a grade 10 student of Ocherius High School, also in St. Anne, was wounded in a similar incident. He later died. Another grade 10 student, a 17-year-old, has been charged with his murder. In news overseas, the White House is seeking $200 billion more in funding for the war in Iran. According to the BBC on Thursday, President Donald Trump said his decision to ask Congress for the additional funds was based on a variety of factors. Earlier, a Trump administration official told the BBC that the Defense Department had asked the White House to approve the request. Asked about the funding on Thursday, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth did not directly confirm the number, but told reporters it takes money to kill bad guys. Finally, Chad's president has ordered the military to retaliate against future attacks from Sudan following a drone attack that killed at least 17 people and injured several others who were attending a funeral. Wearing military uniform, the president convened an emergency security meeting on Wednesday evening where he ordered the military to be on high alert. The BBC reports that he also ordered a total closure of the border of Sudan.
If you look how we are going in the west there, and mash up the Gaza Strip. Hezbollah and Lebanon at war there with Israel. If you look on the place, the geographical look at the place, come like it's Armageddon. Sometimes we wonder what is Armageddon. That is, to me, that is Armageddon. And now when we look on where we are going in Iran and in Tel Aviv and all the place there. Armageddon, yes. Yes. We are going to show the places. I try to get you to understand simple things, highfalutin business, simple little things where you can help yourself with and don't depend on these government people. The Prime Minister said, I'm going to get budget. But when you get budget now, it's going to be for people who can understand certain dynamics, not normal people like you who listen to this program. Them people talking at them budget ways that sometimes it make you get confused. And it's not that you're not supposed to know what them are saying. It's that them carry up on a next level a trip that when them done, it sound like things are going for you. But when you really check it, nothing are going for you. And we're still in the thinking about Armageddon. Because when them tell you about Bible and Armageddon, Revelation, it's a specific place them talk about. That's why the white guys them now worry and I wonder if we are going in the Middle East now, if that is ushering in the Armageddon. It's not like say the whole world will be in flames. And then you're going to see a man come out of the sky. You're going to see a man come out of the sky now to make all your suffering done. If you was free, if you never do not take out nothing out of the cookie jar, or if you go to church every Sunday, I'm going to really save you from the Armageddon. So them put it. But your situation is the same, whether it's 2,000 years ago or 1,000 years from now, it's the same. You have to really chart your own course and own level. Here we go, about Armageddon and Jerusalem and Jews. Did you know that the Jews don't believe in a Jesus Christ? The Jews don't believe in a Jesus Christ. Did you know that the Muslims accept Jesus Christ? Not as the Savior of the world, but as part of that, what we call consciousness. Them accept Jesus Christ, not as the Son of God, because them as a God have no son. But people keep hammering it into you that Jesus going to come in Jerusalem to save his people who don't believe in him. What a thing. Is liberty or death. And a whole heap of people behave them way there. The people, the Arab, them have that about them, martyrdom. Martyrdom, them call it, where it no matter with them life, as long as them give it up for a just cause, according to what them say as just. The just cause is that them liberate themselves and them people and fight for what them know, according to them, is right. We in the Western world, all the stay away there. That's why a man can tear on a bomb on himself and go blow up himself and blow up whosoever he want to blow up. We in the West don't stay away there. We don't stay away there at all. We don't give up a life for a thing that we believe in. We don't give up a life. So we will continue what we are going. This is the stepping razor. We're going to take the first break. We are going over the other side of the world. And even though it's far from we, it affects we in a whole heap of ways. More ways than one. You know, beginning with the increase in oil. And, you know, when we say oil, now we are talking about like gas and diesel and all the things them where you cook with. Gone up sky high. And you can't do nothing about it. You're at the mercy of these idiot people. You can't do nothing about it. So we look on the case in Jamaica and we see the government and make plans for this and make plans for that. You know, them say man propose and Jah dispose. Well, we're in a situation like that now, say, you set up a plan, but really you don't know what's going to happen. So that don't mean say you're going to stop set up the plan. It just means say you have to make contingency for what might happen if the plan where you set up don't work. And that is really what I tell the government, you know, that, yeah, we understand all the money we have, you know, and everything I go according to plan, according to what you say. We don't know, but that you not say. You have enough money to do this and you can do that and that, but contingency plan is what is necessary in at this time, given what is happening over the world. And if you don't have a contingency plan, what you're planning right now will make you drop even worse harder. Yeah. You're going to drop harder if you don't have a contingency plan. And that is really what we should have worked on. What is going to be the contingency plan, given what is taking place, and given that we know, say, it's going to affect we in a Jamaica, yeah, and given that we are continuously at the mercy of these people, we are at the mercy. So we don't want when the thing hit rock bottom, now you're going to say, boy, we never have no contingency plan, you know, we just see that work half a way we know. This is not the time for just work half a way you know. You have to work half a way you think might happen too. Yes. You have to work half of that because right now that is where we're there. We're there where we don't know what tomorrow going to bring as it relates to our economy and our social order. You know, because we have to fight so much things right here, so now. And then for go years, so now we have to go fight other things without a little light at the end of the tunnel. We need to deal with that. Break time, we take a break, come forward, break time. That's when GPS gone, you can work the light. Plus, this oil thing look like it will get so expensive that you're going to drive your car and the place where you usually go with a certain amount of gas. You can't go there so again with the same amount of gas. So, I tell you now, contingency plan we are talking about. One we are talking about is solar light. Solar light is very important in at this time, yeah. It make the sun, it absorb the sun rays, and then it give a reflection. When time get dark, you have somewhere move off a sensor. You have somewhere move off when the place get dark, it come on. And when the morning come, it go off. That is something where a whole heap of one should have think about. Whole heap of one should have think about that solar light thing. You can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. You buy 3 of them, it bright up the whole of your house. In your yard, or outside, inside. Start from now. Think it out. Think about it. When I tell you something where it's a very expensive thing, you talk about solar light. You can't afford solar light. Yes. You can afford solar light. Some of the money where you can do your ear can go towards a solar light where we bright up your house. In your house, in your kitchen, in your living room, in your bathroom and all them way there. You need to think about them something they know. Because the thing I'll get there, GPS are going to raise. Yes, them are going to raise it. Even though them say, them get a raise already. Government cannot control what is going to happen. Not going to control what is going to happen. So you have to control yourself and make your reality be your responsibility. And that me I say to you, no, your problems must not leak over into government problem where you know say them no worthy of certain things. You have to take responsibility for what might happen. And what might happen is that you might find yourself spend more money on light bill and water rate and all these things because that is how it goes. That is the world where we are shifting to now. You know, all the people that talk about it's so done. You have Trump talk about the so done. So done where? The amount of devastation will happen before that the thing they done. See the man them have blow up the oil container them all over the place in a different country. Them stay and blow up Iran place. Iran go blow up which part them there. And this place blow up and go on. We need to adjust. We're thinking. We need to adjust with thinking. It's useless to say, boy, right now, the light gone, we can't afford the electricity. Go buy lamp. Buy which lamp? We're in a modern time now. Buy lamp, you have to get kerosene oil. That is what happen now. You gone at the problem again. When I say the solar light is more acceptable right now than an oil lamp. I tell you that. So at war with Israel, if you look on the place, the geographical look at the place, you know, come like it's Armageddon. Sometimes I wonder what is Armageddon. That is to me, that is Armageddon. And now when we look on where we are going in Iran and in Tel Aviv and all the place there, Armageddon. Yes.
There is trouble in the world.
These government people, the Prime Minister say, I'm going to get budget. But you know, when you give budget now, it's going to be for people who can understand certain dynamics. Not normal people like you who listen to this program. Them people talking at them budget ways that sometimes it make you get confused. And it's not that you're not supposed to know what them are saying. You know. It's that them carry up on a next level a trip that when them done, it sound like things are going for you. But when you really check it, Nothing not going for you. I was still in the thinking about Armageddon. Because when them tell you about Bible and Armageddon, Revelation, it's a specific place them talk about. That's why the white guys them now worry and I wonder if we are going in the Middle East now, if that is ushering in the Armageddon. It's not like say the whole world will be in flames. And then you're going to see a man come out of the sky. You're going to see a man come out of the sky now to make all your suffering done. If you was free, if you never do not take out nothing out of the cookie jar, or if you go to church every Sunday, I'm going to really save you from the Armageddon. So them put it. But your situation is the same, whether it's 2,000 years ago or 1,000 years from now, it's the same. You have to really chart your own course and own level. Did you know that the Jews don't believe in a Jesus Christ? The Jews don't believe in a Jesus Christ. Did you know that the Muslims accept Jesus Christ? Not as the savior of the world, but as part of that, what we call consciousness. Them accept Jesus Christ, not as the Son of God, because them as a God, they have no son. But people keep hammering it into you that Jesus is going to come in Jerusalem to save his people who don't believe in him. What a thing. President of South Africa, him claims that there was a genocide against white people. No go say, but him has said, as a matter of fact, him show pictures of graves where they have nothing to do with South Africa. And him claim is that white people is in danger in South Africa. And him go far and say, look, him will give them the opportunity to come to America as refugees. Yes, pure white people pack up and end up in America. Well, these same white people who pack up and go to America is now say they want to go back to South Africa. Yeah. Them say the life in America is not what them they believe. So they want to go back to South Africa. Serious thing.
I'm doing all right, but more.
I'm ready for it down there. All right. 4 o'clock. That is 4 o'clock. Funny that. We're going to talk to the lawyer now. Miss Gardner, how you do?
I'm doing all right, but more excited than anything else. I'm always very happy to be here, as you know.
You're excited?
How are you doing?
Oh, I feel so good that you say excited. Oh, gosh, man. Oh, gosh.
All the
you
time when you put me in the hot
that.
seat.
You skip a... What? Your heart skip a beat when you can't talk to me?
I always anticipate being in the hot seat, so I know that it's going to be some exciting times.
You're not in a hot seat,
on this show.
You don't want to know this hot seat. Trust me, you don't want to know the hot seat. Look here. Our brethren, last week we had talked about this brethren, right?
Mm-hmm.
Him called me last night. Him upon the program about half hour tell me how him need to talk to you upon the year because we get it wrong and all this. I don't know if him upon the line. I don't know if she and if him the operator will let him in because him really depressed. Him depressed. No, me no say dead too, but if we just to satisfy him, want to talk to the lawyer. So anyway, me could go and deal with it until we hear him call though. What What we have on the menu today? Tell me.
Well, I was thinking of talking about powers of attorney. Venetia, I was telling Venetia that we could talk about power of attorney and, let persons know what that's about and what to expect where that is concerned and the circumstances that would arise from a power of attorney, even coming into play. Right? So, you want us to lead with that?
Oh, you mean, man? Anything where you want to deal with it, man.
All right.
Are your program, Are your program?
Okay, but tell me twice. Okay, so a power of attorney in Jamaica, it's a legal instrument where one person authorizes another person to act on their behalf in a legal, financial, or personal matter. Right? So if you're not able to do something on your own, you give someone permission to act on your behalf. Just like an attorney, for instance. An attorney can take on that role of power of attorney. But in Jamaica, it's primarily, there are different types of powers of attorney. So there's the general power of attorney. It gives broad authority. Can include managing a bank account, managing property, managing business affairs. Right? And it's used when one person is temporarily unavailable. For instance, maybe you're going overseas and you're not able to sign some things or you're not able to do the day-to-day activities of a sale, right? Or a sale of land, for instance. You can give someone else permission to act on your behalf. Right? Then there is a limited power of attorney where these authorities granted for a specific purpose. So the general power is, handle the bank accounts, handle the business affairs. The specific power can be sell the property, sign a particular agreement on my behalf. Right? And once that task is completed, it's done. Right? So the power of attorney can last up to a specific purpose, for a specific purpose, or as long as you intend for it to last. It depends on the terms that you set out, right? Say, for instance, someone becomes mentally not present with us at the time, right? For whatever reason, they don't have the mental capacity to take on our certain acts. So power of attorney can apply there. Right? In Jamaica, this is typically referred to as something like an enduring power. It's for that specific purpose, right? But there are some requirements, right, for a power of attorney to be valid. And the first is, remember when we spoke the other day about copywriting and all of that stuff, and I said that one of the first things that needs to be done is to protect yourselves by having it written down. You must ensure that any form of legal agreement that you have, any form of arrangement or contract you have that is about to be legally binding, it has to be in writing. And the power of attorney is no different. So it has to be in writing and signed by the donor. The donor is the person giving the permission, right? Signed by the person that is giving the permission. It has to be witnessed. If you're in Jamaica, can have it witnessed by a justice of the peace, right? If you're in the States, you can have it witnessed by a notary public. You should clearly state what the powers are being granted, what the circumstances are, or the extent of the permission that you're granting, right? And for transactions involving land, for instance, make sure that it's stamped and registered with the NLA, right? And with property transactions, that is no different. Ensure that it's in writing, right? So essentially, a power of attorney is very important for someone who wants to ensure that they can be at different places at the same time. For instance, if you're, for instance, like I said, overseas, there was one instance where, and the power of attorneys are very important, especially for attorneys at law too, because we have a big responsibility. Because somebody can come to you and say, but they get one power of attorney, for sell the land, This lady, she get locked up in Canada, but she wants to sell her house because she needs some money. A person come with a power of attorney and say, you see that she signed it and everything. You have to ensure that power of attorney, that document itself, is properly drafted and duly authorized. Whoever signs on it, ensure. the person that sign up on it, you do your research, you do your background checks. Do your research, do your background checks, make the calls, ensure that you get in contact with that person, because there's one instance when an attorney actually got in trouble with the GLC, the General Legal Counsel. Why? Because a power of attorney was a fraudulent document was presented to this attorney, right? And this document was saying that person B was authorized to sell person A's house, and person A was locked up in Canada, and so that is why she can't do it herself in Jamaica. You know what happened? It turned out that person A, who was allegedly locked up in Canada, she was a joint tenant on the property. And for those who don't know what a joint tenancy is, it's where more than one person has ownership of the house. So if you're going to sell it, if you want to sell the house, you're going to need permission from the other person to sell it. So person B was saying that person A should get locked up, I see her name on the property, she and one next person. Let's just call him Rick. Rick live in Jamaica and everything, and him sign off on it. And then person B say, she get a power of attorney to represent person A, because she lock up and think she can't do this. What it happened was Rick and somebody else were in cahoots, and they want to sell the house against person A's back. So they falsified the power of attorney document, bring it to the attorney who never did her due checks. And person A find out say they might try to sell the property, and they did behind her back, and she never gets anything from it.
Oh yeah. So
a power of attorney is very important. It is very important.
Really, let me ask you now. If you give somebody the power of attorney to look after your business, is there a way where another family member could have come with the power of attorney from a different lawyer with paper sign and everything? Like, for instance, two sisters, a brother and a sister, and the power of attorney with the family. Could there be a duplication of power of attorney? Or you're going to know which one is which one?
Well, first of all, do your research. The person that have the power of attorney, right? The person that gave someone else permission, do they even have any authority over the house to begin with? So it's a lot of background research now before you even look at duplication and all of that stuff. The person that is giving somebody else authority just to take on whatever action on the house, do they have the legal right to do so, or is their name on the title? So that's the first thing that you have to research. And if their name is...
Who going to decide the legal right?
Well, it's a simple search that you can do at the titles office, The National Land Agency, you can always go and do a search. Usually when you're selling your property, or if you have an attorney that you hire to sell your land, that is one of the first things that they have to do, to check to see if the person that is saying that they are the owner of the land, if they actually own it, because there's a lot of times people get trapped in that, and they buy property, and them buy it and them get mortgage and all kind of stuff, millions of dollars, and it turn out that the person that is saying that them own the property don't actually belong to them.
So you have to do
research.
If it's two family members and grandma did have dementia, and she signed up the paper them with the two of them. How that gonna when the power of attorney come? You have your own. This sister have your own lawyer, and that sister they have your own lawyer. How you decide now the power of attorney as it relates to the legacy of the person who give them it, who sign it and say use the power of attorney, use the person. And the next person is the sister, you're going to give that person
all of the sister them own it, or is the grandmother with dementia?
The grandmother with the dementia sign the paper, say them hand it over to the two sisters them. So them get a power the two of them get a two different power of attorney.
Then you can get two different powers of attorney for one person. If it's one
no,
person.
but if she don't understand, no, but you remember say, she laid down the dementia, you know, and she assigned paper with this lawyer, and then the next
and
one
then the
come.
next thing in a motor is this. That's why a lot of persons who write wills on their deathbed, you know, that those wills are contested in court, because you cannot, if it can be disputed or argued that the writing, it was done when you're not in your right mind to know whether or not this is what you really want to do with your property, then that is going to be in question. So if the grandma have dementia, there's going to have to be some other matters that have to be addressed, like mental capacity. Is this, and if you don't have the right mental capacity, the next question is this a reflection of her true intentions?
Yeah, so how you going to decide that now? How you going to decide that with the two sisters them? How the two sisters them going to get justice when them mother or grandmother have dementia? And now she going to go to her deathbed and she signed this paper about each sister have them own attorney, and she get two different power of attorney. How you rectify that?
Well, there's a test.
Yeah, something real me talk about, you know.
Yes, there's a test. So the practical test is you really have to get some medical evidence, a medical certificate. If she's an elderly person and she's known to have dementia or cognitive decline or mental illness, right? And if it's a high value like land transfer that we're talking about, and there's a family dispute, then a doctor would have to certify that the grandmother is of sound mind and she understands the nature and effect of that power of attorney. So she's going to have to go to a psychiatrist, she's going to have to do a mental assessment, a medical report would have to be drafted, and that medical report would then have to be admitted into evidence for the judge and for the court to consider to see if she has the proper mental capacity to have given the power of attorney to begin with.
So if she don't have
authorize this person to act on her behalf.
So if she lose the case, if she have dementia, and the two sisters them still at loggerheads with it, how that going to work out? Who's going to decide now? Yeah, who's going to decide, say, the two sisters them have them liar is what the liar supposed to be, and the mother is dementia. How them going to come to that now? How them going to come to that understanding now? Who going to sign the paper?
Well, so if it is that the doctor finds out that it is, if the medical report says that she does have dementia, what then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because she signed two paper, she signed two paper. Two different sisters get two different paper, and the power of attorney is two different lawyer who are work on behalf of them people. So the court are going to decide now who is responsible for the property or whatsoever, the $100 million where she have it at the mother having at the bank, and she did left it now. How is that going to be rectified?
Okay. Well, this sounds like a very high-risk situation. The fact is, even if somebody has dementia, there are points of lucidity that they have, where they can understand where they are, what they're doing, and what their intentions are, right? But let's say, for argument's sake, that we can't determine that this person, let's say she passed away, and she passed away without actually leaving a will any at all, and so the power of attorney get knocked because she had passed. We have something called we have an act, right? And in that act, they have something called a table of distribution. When somebody dies without a will, what the law looks at is the person that is alive, that is closest to that person that passed away. They would be entitled. Say, for instance, the grandmother, she was married, right? And her husband, she survived by her husband. That husband would get 50% of everything she has, right? And if she have 5 children, the next 50% is going to be shared amongst those 5 children.
Hold on, I could take a break. But you see, you're breaking to where me I talk about now. You're gone from 5 children. I think I talk about 2 sisters.
If it's 2 sisters, it's going to be shared between the 2 sisters.
Oh, so the 2, even though them have power of attorney saying that the mother...
Yeah, but remember, you have
the mother did sign the
dementia.
paper.
Remember, she have dementia. And first of all, usually 2 power of attorneys wouldn't be necessary. So what the court would look at is the most recent one. The most recent or the latest one that was done in the most recent times. They would look at that one and give that one precedent, right? And then they would assess whether or not, then they would consider whether or not the most recent power of attorney that was given, if that was done while she was in a lucid state of mind, based on the medical report.
She was in a good state of mind when she gave the 2 of them.
Okay. Well, if she was in a full state of mind when she gave both of them, they would look at the latest one. It's just like when you write in a will. The court generally tends to look at the most recent will that was drafted.
Okay.
So if you write a will today, right, and you write one 5 minutes later, or maybe even a day later, the one that you write the next day is what is going to be considered.
Okay. All right. We're going to take a break and come forward. Break time.
Yeah, man.
While driving through Jamaica, there's only one radio station I listen to. Irie FM.
Yeah, I have hello?
Hello?
All right, I have a quick question here. You see? The 2 sisters them, right? Mm-hmm. The one who's supposed to get it, because you said the one who last, the one who is eligible.
Mm-hmm.
She's supposed to be the one who inherit the thing. Suppose she married, she have a husband and she married, and she passed away. It go to the husband or it go to the other sister?
It will go to the other sister.
It go to the other sister, all right. Mm-hmm. All right, well, we have to go. Give thanks.
Man, anytime. And just for you listeners out there, contact if you'd like to further legal advice or any feedback. You can contact SA Gardner Law to 876-295-1514.
You never want me to give out your number.
But it won't be themselves. This time around, you can't get all of the spotlight, Muta.
No light, no there, so no light, no there. All right, well, give thanks, give thanks. And we're all right, yeah, man, next week again.
All right, next week again. See you.
Yeah. All right. So, she don't say what she say. She know what I'm say. So, you know, we're going to go to music news. Yeah, music news.
Moving forward, today, tomorrow, together. Staring to the future, today, tomorrow, together. Building hope within a nation, that's our occupation. Great people doing extraordinary things. Irie FM, I can hear you. Irie FM, I can hear you.
Attention radio station.
Welcome. Please back away from your radio. I like new music, news talk, updates with artist drops, listener drops,
sound effects,
and movie drops.
Hey, what's that?
Music news.
Local.
Music news. International.
Welcome to Music News.
It's the news time.
Welcome to Music News. It's Thursday, March 19, 2026. Music News is brought to you on courtesy of Burger King. Burger King Crown Deals. Choose between a Whopper Jr. or cheeseburger. Then select any 2 add-ons from a 4-piece nuggets, small fries, onion rings, or a drink for just $800. I'm Courtney Mack. Soon forward.
BK Crown Deal. Big any sandwich added in 2 sides. Billy one combo Crown Deal a bill vibes. Big any sandwich added in 2 sides. Billy one combo BK Crown Deal. Mix and match, switch this with that. Choose a Whopper Junior sandwich or a cheeseburger. Add small onion rings, small drink, small fries, or a 4-piece nuggets. Add it to your life. We only $800. You build your own style. Big any sandwich added in 2 sides. Billy one combo BK Crown Deal. Burger King.
All right, here we go. Music news and we're live. Dancehall icon Sean Paul continues to deliver impressive numbers on Spotify, currently boasting over 59.4 million monthly listeners, placing him ahead of global superstars like Chris Brown, Adele, Doja Cat, and Travis Scott. As of late February 2026, he had already surpassed 55 million monthly listeners, ranking among the top 45 most streamed artists worldwide, and has since extended that figure even further, breaking into the top 40. He also continues to show strong momentum, placing at number 34 in the daily listeners gains with over 11 million daily listeners. Consistent force in bridging dancehall and mainstream pop, Sean Paul rose.
My day again when we present the African names. African names very important in this time of identification. So we're going to start with the female name. Afiolo. Okay, come again. Ifeolu. I-F-E-O-L-U. Ifeolu. Means God's love. God's love. Ifoma. I-F-O-M-A. Ifoma. Ifoma means good luck. Aikiolo. I-K-E-O-L-U. Aikiolo means God's care. Imani. I-M-A-N-I. Imani means faith. Faith. So that's Ifeolu. I-F-E-O-L-U. Ifeolu means God's love. Ifoma. I-F-O-M-A. Ifoma means good luck. And Aikiolo. I-K-E-O-L-U. Aikiolo means God's care. And Imani, I-M-A-N-I, means faith. Male names. Aikioma. Okay, we can start again. Arioma. I-R-E-O-M-A. Arioma means sweet tongue. Sweet tongue. that's one something. Yeah. Jaribu. J-A-R-I-B-U. Jaribu means one who tries. One who tries. Kojo. K-O-J-O. Kojo means unconquerable. And Makonnen. M-A-K-O-N-N-E-N. Makonnen means ruler. So here we go again. Arioma, I-R-E-O-M-A. Arioma means sweet tongue. Jaribu, J-A-R-I-B-U. Jaribu means one who tries. Kojo, K-O-J-O. Kojo means unconquerable. And Makonnen, M-A-K-O-N-N-E-N. Makonnen means ruler. Yes, we're there with you on the stepping razor. We have a little time leave. Somebody just asked me to play this song here. Or this poem, I don't know if I call it. Somebody asked me to play it. Them still about. Them still about a problem where that the Prime Minister going to read the budget. I'm supposed to start already. And we know say a whole heap of people now go listen. Because them every year when I go say about them I say same old. Because most of the language them use now relate to the people them that them can understand it clear. Them are read it to themselves. People them would like know where them are say. When them say, where them are say. But you go and go the same way as it usually go. Them are going to read the budget. And then the people them are going to find the little loophole for say, see there, them don't know what that them don't go do, man. Like how the other one about out, but them are say, them up raise taxes on and them will raise taxes. And when them say raise it pan again, a GCT or something, and them start to ball out. Them love ball, you see, man. When them not in power, them know exactly what to do to make the thing get right. But you see, as soon as them get in power, them don't care a damn what is taking place with the people them. All them do is promise the people them, and comfort them. Promise is always a comfort to a fool. And them take with a fool. That's why them can't get away with so much things. Corruption. Yeah, man. Jamaica is one of the most corrupt country in the Caribbean, if not the most corrupt country in the Caribbean. And when we look upon the advancement of certain islands smaller than we have to wonder then what the hell these people think. I mean, I've been all over the Caribbean and I don't see nowhere in the Caribbean where roads stay like how it stay in Jamaica. No. I don't see nowhere where the roads stay like we're in Jamaica. And every 3 months or 4 months, them have to fix it. Pure fix it. Light bill. Light gone sky high. That's people, I don't see nowhere in the Caribbean where people thief electricity like Jamaica. Them thief electricity like in Jamaica like, wow. Because the people, them sometimes, them in a situation where them can't pay the high light bill. So they have to find other methods and means to really corrupt themselves. Yeah. I don't see the soil nowhere in the Caribbean is as fertile as the soil in Jamaica. Yet still people not get proper food, not get proper nutrition. Serious thing. Because them bring in the whole heap of spice and thing. Forget the farmer them for throw up on the food so them have a bigger yield. And then when the people them sick and go to doctor don't know what's wrong with them, give them 2 pills until they go home, go lay down.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has hit back at opposition leader Mark Golding for comments in relation to his acceptance of the increased salary package. In 2023, Dr. Holness declined a $28.5 million package. However, last month, he said after careful review and internal consultations, he will accept it. During the budget debate on Tuesday, Mr. Mark Golding described the announcement as a shameful deception. Dr. Holness, in hitting back at the opposition leader during his budget debate presentation today, said in addition to his role as Prime Minister, he heads 4 ministries. He noted that he receives almost the same salary as Mr. Golding.
Leader of the opposition only talks, many times nonsense, and takes home $27 million. In the last term, the leader of the opposition earned more than the Prime Minister. The opposition spokesman on finance stood in this house and said the opposition has no problem with the increase in MP salaries. A few days later, the PNP General Secretary put out a release saying they strongly object to the salary increase for cabinet ministers and members of parliament. Yet, Madam Speaker, none of them, with their self-righteous objection, declined to take their salary increase. None of them.
Dr. Holness again explained why he took the increase.
Madam Speaker, when I took the decision to forego the pay increase, I said
widely circulated press statement. This has broader implications for not only the current holder of the office of Prime Minister, but previous Prime Ministers or their surviving spouses and possibly future Prime Ministers. It therefore must be considered very carefully. My current decision to forego any salary increase could easily be changed by another Prime Minister in the future, or a new mandate may give an opportunity to reconsider the Prime Minister's salary. On September 3rd, 2025, leader of the opposition, the people of Jamaica laid all these matters in the political scale and gave my administration a new mandate based on the work we have done to earn their confidence.
Some parliamentarians then erupted in laughter after the Prime Minister said he brought a gift for Mr. Golding and revealed a cap with the words anti-bad mind.
Madam Speaker, I have a gift here. If the standing orders would allow, I want to give it to the leader of the opposition. If he doesn't, if you don't want it, that's fine. But I thought it would have been so appropriate. I thought this would be a good. By the way, Madam Speaker, this is a cap that is one of our local designers. It's a very popular cap, and I thought that the leader of the opposition would do well to.
And turning to the Cuban medical arrangement, Dr. Holness is expressing hope that adjustments can be made to the program to make it compliant with Jamaica's laws. Earlier this month, the Jamaican government announced that the current arrangement has been terminated. It cited issues with payment among reasons for the discontinuation. Speaking in Parliament today, Dr. Holness said efforts were made to ensure Cuba's compliance, but this was not achieved.
When concerns were raised with the government of Jamaica by the United States regarding the Cuban medical mission more than a year ago, I want you to pay attention to that. More than a year ago, we reviewed the program against our laws and the various multilateral conventions under which we have obligations. And let me say from the outset that the Cuban medical mission has been beneficial to the people of Jamaica. The Cuban doctors and nurses have assimilated quite well in our hospital system and have developed strong bonds with the people they serve. I can say that Jamaicans love them and want them to stay. However, there were some aspects of the program which were brought to the attention of the Cuban counterparts, to include how personnel were paid. That run counter to our own laws and several international conventions. We were hopeful that adjustments could be made to the program to make it compliant and that we could have reached some agreement where we could continue to have the direct services of the Cuban health professionals who are here. We continue to be hopeful that some agreement, arrangement, some changes can be made to the program. We continue to be.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness. While hailing the now discontinued Jamaica-Cuban Medical Corporation as a great initiative for locals, one nurse who came to Jamaica on the program in 1999 said Cubans did not really benefit from it financially, as the majority of their earnings went to the Cuban government. The nurse, who requested anonymity, shared her story with IRFM News following the March 5 announcement that the agreement was being terminated after 5 decades. More in this report from Maisha Brody.
I'm not going back because Jamaica is probably my only opportunity to freedom. That's the decision one Cuban nurse made after her initial contract to provide health services in Jamaica ended years ago. She believed being an illegal resident in Jamaica was better than returning to Cuba. She told RFM News that when she first came to Jamaica to participate in the medical program as a 20-odd-year-old with no command of the English language, she encountered issues with payment. According to the nurse, she received a monthly salary of just over $300, majority of which had to be sent to the Cuban government.
They used to pay us like $320 at the beginning. We could actually do overtime, and they didn't take away that money from the overtime at that point. Eventually, we had a meeting, and for some reason that I just don't remember, they increased the salary to $585 monthly. But then they realized that the nurses and the doctors were doing overtime and they were making extra money. And they decided that they were going to take actually money from that too. So if you do, for example, overtime and you are paid, for example, $10,000, they will leave you like with 2,500 Jamaican dollars and they take the rest. You have to actually send it to a private account.
RFM News did not obtain proof of the payment the nurse received through the arrangement over 10 years ago. Payment under the program is one of two reasons the Jamaican government has given for ending the current arrangement with Cuba. The Jamaican government, in a release earlier this month, said it discovered that salary payments for Cuban medical personnel, while calculated at the same level as their Jamaican counterparts, were being made by Jamaica to the Cuban authorities in US dollars. It said the only payments made directly by Jamaica to the personnel themselves were overtime payments. The government said even more concerning, there was no contractual provision specifying what share of those salary payments was to be paid to the workers. According to the government, that arrangement raised serious concerns on the Jamaican labor and tax laws as well as under international labor conventions. The nurse also raised the issue of confiscation of travel documents. She acknowledged that the program may have improved, but stated that during her tenure, her passport was taken away. The Jamaican government said it also received reports of such incidents, and once it was made aware, immediate steps were taken to correct them. It said the issue was raised with the Passport, Immigration and Citizenship Agency PICA, as well as the Cuban authorities locally, to ensure that all personnel were allowed to hold their passports. The nurse said the restriction affected her.
They collect your passport. You cannot do much. You cannot. When I came here, it was worse because they used to say you not to mingle with Cubans that are actually living in Jamaica, that they are enrolling in Jamaican society, or they are staying, or they live here by like it doesn't matter if you were from Jamaican descendant. They didn't want us to mingle with them, and they didn't want us to mingle with Jamaicans outside of the workplace. You understand?
She said when she decided to overstay, she had to hide due to fear of deportation. Eventually, she achieved legal status and brought her family to Jamaica. She noted that she has not been to Cuba in a while, and many of her relatives have left there. But with Cuba being her home country, she hopes things will improve in the crisis-stricken island. The nurse expressed mixed emotions about the ending of the program.
I am sad just because of the relationship that we actually, end up having here in Jamaica. But Cubans are not getting any benefits from it. Very little.
Cuban nurse living in Jamaica. She said she hopes those who are offered private contracts will accept. Meanwhile, local health officials say the end of the program is already affecting healthcare delivery. Some 270 Cuban doctors in Jamaica will be returning home, which is both a concern for Cuba's economy and Jamaica's healthcare sector. Already, the Portland and St. Thomas health departments have reported feeling the effects. Medical Officer of Health for Portland, Dr. Sharon Lewis says few patients will be seen in curative and dental clinics. Meanwhile, St. Thomas's Medical Officer of Health, Dr. Dorian Smith, says the Cubans have served there for some 12 years and their departure will affect healthcare delivery. The Cuban eye care program, which has been a very significant feature of the agreement, will also be affected. Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says it comes to an end tomorrow, March 20. Norman Thomas, a 63-year-old man whose eyesight was restored after Cuban doctors at St. Joseph's Hospital in Kingston performed surgery to remove cataracts, described the program as life-saving.
Why them so nice? They put about 6 different machines, they put it on, and them say, yeah, right, I say, yeah, man, come in up, you know. I'm telling you, say, me say, every time I'm dead, I'm blind. That means I say, no, them I say, no, don't say that. I mean, I tell us from that, everything, when I get back my side, everything all right with me. Come here, good.
He's hoping the government will find a way to continue the eye care program. And Dr. Tufton has assured that St. Joseph's will continue to provide such services.
So whether it's administered by Cubans, Ghanese, diaspora, Filipinos, or Jamaicans, we are committed to the program. And I think that's perhaps the most important thing that we should outline to the Jamaican people who want to be served by the program. Don't panic. Don't stress. We're going to work on the program. We're going to work to ensure the program continues.
Despite the government's pronouncement on the arrangement, questions linger. Opposition spokesperson on Foreign Affairs, Donna Scott Motley, says it is strange that it ended suddenly.
An arrangement that has supported Jamaica's healthcare for half a century cannot simply come to an abrupt end without the Jamaican people being given a clear and comprehensive account of what has led to that outcome. The public must also be informed of the practical implications of this decision. The country must be assured that there are clear and effective plans in place to maintain continuity of care.
Cuba said Jamaica's decision was unilateral and accused the country of yielding to pressure from the United States. This as the Donald Trump administration has labeled the program as human trafficking and has urged Caribbean countries to find alternative means. Several Caribbean governments, including Barbados, the Bahamas, and Dominica, are reviewing or restructuring agreements. While Jamaica and Cuba's arrangement has ended, this is not expected to put a damper on the relation among the country's citizens. On Tuesday, nationals of both islands marched in sections of Kingston, thanking Cubans for their service.
Thank you, Cuba! God bless Cuba!
Reporting for RFM News, I'm Maisha Brody.
Try to mix up the original Norwegian. Saltfish I could do any other region. When you want to talk about saltfish, you know say the real one, not the Norwegian.
Brought to you by Saltfish from Norway, the real one.
The time is
6:02. Continuing the news. Children's advocate Diane Gordon Harrison is raising concern about a pattern of extreme aggression among students and the urgent need for character education. Her statement follows 2 recent incidents at different St. Anne's schools. In the latest incident yesterday, a 13-year-old boy reportedly hit a 12-year-old schoolmate in the head with a metal chair. The injured student remains in serious but stable condition. The accused is in custody. This is the second incident this month in the parish involving a student being struck in the head with a chair. On March 4, 16-year-old Devon Shearer, a grade 10 student of Ocherius High, was wounded in a similar incident. The alleged attacker was charged with murder and appeared in the court yesterday. He remains in custody. Mrs. Gordon Harrison said these incidents highlight a broader issue that many teenagers lack the skills to pursue meaningful conflict resolution.
For me, it speaks to a greater issue of an absence of skills or an absence of any willingness to really pursue meaningful conflict resolution strategies. And it really highlights what really is a critical issue among our teenagers that really has to be addressed. Yes, there will be disagreement. Yes, you may feel that aggression is the way, but then after that initial feeling, how do you channel your response to ensure that it is appropriate and it is not one that is predicated upon violence? So very concerned about it, very much concerned about not only the direct victim, but also the other students within the institution and by extension members of the community. And really, I think it provides a very meaningful reminder that this thing called character education, where we teach children not just academics but social skills that they will need to navigate life and certain circumstances, we really need to pay more attention to that.
She noted that all schools have a duty of care to their students and that responsibility must be upheld to is probing the latest incident to ensure that duty was properly discharged.
We are doing our probing just to see how the situation, what the genesis of it was, how it unfolded, whether there were any observant, responsible parties, and so on and so forth. But, you know, to answer the very basic question, there is a duty of care, and only the circumstances can then give us more information as to whether or not that duty of care was properly discharged.
Children's advocate Diane Gordon Harrison. Heavy rains and coastal action caused serious erosions along a section of the Belmont roadway in Westmoreland today. Community Relations Officer at the National Works Agency, NWA's Western Region, Janelle Ricketts, said the affected area has since been cordoned off. She said warning signs have also been erected.
A section of the Belmont corridor in Westmoreland has been seriously undermined today following heavy rainfall as well as coastal action. We had rough seas coupled with the rainfall that has been occurring in the area. There was significant erosion to the corridor, so with that we had some amount of erosion. We have cordoned off the stretch and we have also installed the necessary warning signs.
Ms. Ricketts advised persons traveling along the now single-lane thoroughfare to exercise caution.
Currently, it is single-lane access. Our technical team is assessing the damage and devising the way forward in terms of a corrective measure for that particular roadway. In the interim, we are advising commuters to exercise due care when using this section of the roadway.
Community Relations Officer of the NWA's Western Region, Janelle Ricketts. The Met Service is projecting that April and May, the early months of the upcoming wet season, will see below normal rainfall across the island. This was noted by head of the Met Service's Applied Meteorology Division, Ronald Moody. Georgetta Williams reports.
The island's wet season lasts from April to October, with October usually seeing the highest rainfall. Mr. Moody outlined that the early wet season is April to May, after which there is a fall-off in the amount of rainfall between June and July. He noted that the current dry period, which runs from December to March, has seen unseasonable high rainfall, aligning with earlier predictions. He explained that December and February had below normal rainfall, while January had above normal rainfall. He attributed the unseasonal weather during the dry period to the neutral conditions in the eastern and central Pacific, creating the perfect atmosphere for rain in the Caribbean region. Mr. Moody noted that El Nino typically creates strong upper-level winds across the Caribbean that tend to blow away the atmospheric moisture that is necessary for the formation of clouds. Without these clouds to produce rainfall, they dissipate and the region faces the increased risk of drought. He further stated that conversely, the opposite conditions occur with La Nina. With current conditions remaining neutral, Mr. Moody cautioned that anything is possible. He noted that the severity of the dry season varies annually. He said in some years there is above normal rainfall despite the season, while others experience extended dry spells that trigger island-wide drought conditions. Mr. Moody also cautioned that despite the increase in rainfall and the projected decrease over the next 2 months of the wet season, conservation is still important. He further warned against lighting bushfires in areas that may be dry during this period. Reporting for RFM News, I am Georgetta Williams.
The Jamaica Defense Force, JDF, has acquired 4 high-speed surface interceptor vessels, enhancing the country's maritime security. The naval assets, which represent the first tranche of 22, were handed over during a blessing ceremony at the JDF Coast Guard location in Port Royal, Kingston yesterday. The Metal Shark 36 Fearless vessels were designed and delivered by Metal Shark, a leading supplier of military vessel fleets based in the United States. The partnership between JDF and Metal Shark was established in 2023, and the company was contracted to build 22 high-speed surface interceptor vessels. Permanent Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister, Ambassador Rocky Mead, said the acquisition forms part of the strategic actions of the government to protect Jamaica's sovereignty, resources, citizens, and future.
When we get these boats, we are really investing in the people of Jamaica. We also have to consider certain threats closer to home. Transnational organized crime, including narcotics and people trafficking, the increasing possibilities of efforts at illegal migration. We, however, also have a responsibility to the wider region, not just the Caribbean region, but to the Americas. It is important to strengthen Jamaica's maritime security architecture and enhance our capacity to monitor, protect, and defend our territorial waters. As an island nation such as ours, the sea represents both opportunities and vulnerabilities. It is therefore imperative that we maintain and strengthen the capability required to respond effectively to threats that may emerge.
Permanent Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister, Ambassador Rocky Mead.